Taste Designs 107. I'm the Ace on the Carpack and you're the Kings and Queens. Today, what if these guys is a Photoshop tutorial showing you how you can make your own Call of Duty header or banner for YouTube. And yeah, we're just gonna get straight into this video. So hopefully you do learn something new in Photoshop today. I'll be stepping you through how to make your own header, and the preview was at the beginning of the video. So yeah, hope you enjoy this tutorial. So yeah. So let's go into Photoshop straight away without further ado. And before we make a new file, I just want to say I have this file here because I made like my own little stock out of particles. So this is exactly what the particles I'll be using for the banner. And I've just done this by layering a couple of particles like here and then just like changing it up here. And I got it from these graphics packs. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to go and download. And in that link, you'll find the banner template, you'll find the font that I used in this tutorial, and you'll also find assets that I used in this tutorial, such as the wallpaper otherwise known as the character image, and as well as the particles from these graphics packs. So I won't include the entire graphics packs because that would be disrespectful towards the owner. I'll just be giving you guys the particles that I used later on to make this. So yeah, okay, so let's go to File New, and we're gonna make the document 1500 by 500 pixels with a white background and resolution 300. Okay, bam, we have that. But because I already got this one open with my particles, I'm just going to be using that. But that's the size that you use. Now I'm just going to go double check that this is the right one. Okay, so the first step of the tutorial is to go ahead and open up the wallpaper that I provided in the description below. So this is going to be a division banner, you could say. And we're just going to simply drag this wallpaper onto our document. See, it's very high resolution, so we have a lot to work with here. So we're going to press Ctrl T, press Ctrl 0, and then hold Alt and Shift and drag this one down. Right click and do flip horizontally. And we're just going to find a nice little position that we can have this one at. I'm digging this one, is not too bad. So let's go. Something like this. Okay, so I'm gonna press Ctrl 0 to zoom back in, and yeah, so I'm gonna move this one just a tad up so we have just reposition it, you could say. And then I'm going to make this background just no background, so I'm going to have a white background and this character as if he was a PNG. So to do that, I'm going to grab up my quick selection tool. I'm going to go here and do the plus icon, and with the size of it, I'm just going to change it to 60 for now. And I'm just going to go into this action around here, and it should automatically like kind of get the line around that. That's pretty accurate. And then we're going to go here, and that's going to pick the lines off there. Now we're going to go to the minus little button, click that so we can minus off the areas of the things that we want to keep. And you can also change the brush size to have a little bit of a smaller detail like I'm using on the nose. And yeah, so then we are going to press delete, and that will delete the background. And if we control click this, it'll show what we still have in the selection. I want to get rid of this line, so to do that I'm going to get the eraser tool, 100%, and just erase that line there. Bam. So the second thing to do is to manipulate this to make it actually look spicy. So the way that we're going to do that is, before we do that actually, I'm just going to rename this layer to character. Just, it's kind of good to have some organization when you're working in Photoshop. It really helps. So yeah, so to do that, I'm going to go down to this little color wheel, and I'm going to hit hue saturation. Now on this layer mask, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the saturation practically to -100. I think in my testing I did like -98 or something like that. Just work with whatever saturation you think will work best. But the real reason why we're going to do this is we want the gun to be black, and we're going to make this pop out like you saw in the preview. So I'm going to go into my layer mask here, and I'm going to click on this little thing here. Now, I don't think I've covered this this mechanic in Photoshop, but I'll be doing it in this tutorial, so yeah, you learn something new every day. So we're going to press B for our brush tool, and for our brush tool, I'm going to use a circular shape, and the hardness is going to be 0, while the size is going to be relatively small, such as 50 pixels. Okay, make sure that your foreground color is set to black, and then we are going to go over to the watch and then start to paint over this. What this will do is it's basically revealing areas of the layer mask that you don't want to be affected by the hue saturation. So that's what we are going to do. So we are doing this, and basically you can tell where it's going to be orange by just looking at where the particles come from the stock image. So just a general area like that should be quite nice. Okay, now I'm going to press a razor tool just to grab just a more streamlined area, I think. But definitely you want to make this a little bit pop, because that's going to be the real color, and that's what's going to really bring the whole image together, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, it might take some while by pressing from B to razor tool, which is on E on your keyboard, and just, you know, finding the right amount of glow and that. Okay, bam. So we still have to manipulate this furthermore. So what we're going to do is merge these two together. Then by control clicking and then pressing control E. Then go to image, adjustments, and we're going to do vibrance. Now on the vibrance, I'm going to really pop this up so we can have, actually before I do that, I'm going to go to the adjustments levels and just work with my blacks a little bit and whites just to make some deeper shadows, just to make this color pop out quite a lot more, and bring out this one like that. Okay, sweet. Make sure you don't make it too black though. So then we are going to go to the image, go to adjustments, and we are going to go to vibrance. Now what this basically does is make it pop like it says, and we're just going to do vibrance 100, and the saturation, we're going to make it more of a reddish tint. Something like that. Okay, great. Now we got this going, we are going to go again and do black and white. Now on this black and white, we're just going to leave all the settings, but then go to our brush settings and just unhide our little watch area that we have manipulated, and as well as the particles. Such as that. Now I really don't like this little bit, so what I'm going to do is just go to my razor, change the side, and do that, and then bring this a little bit back. So there, we've got the wheel kind of popping up, and if you have an abstract brush, I haven't tried this in my preview, but you can just try and, you know, get some edges that will allow this color to really shine a little bit. You know, just so it looks like the light is being refracted a little bit. So there. That's looking pretty good, but we still have some adjustments to make by pressing Control U. First of all, merging those, pressing Control clicking, press Control E. And just by changing this to a little bit more reddish color, just to make it pop. You know, orange is really nice color in certain circumstances, but I'm digging more of a reddish orange for this effect. -5, I think it's a bit too strong. Okay, and then we can go back to here, and there's all these different layer styles, like curves and everything. Don't be afraid to mess around with these. So something like this on our curves is what will bring out the color in the image and then make our blacks more apparent. Okay. Now I actually forgot to unhide the face. So the face should have a nice little blue tint of it. So, what's a quick way to do this? There's no real quick way, I guess. Unless we do this. Now, in your saturation, what ideally I should have been doing is bam, I got that face back, allowing this face to pop. So now I just got some color to this image on the face. Just make those done that, and I'm going to go back to my eraser tool. Now that was really cheeky what I did there, just to get some color that I accidentally forgot. Ideally what you want to do is just go to, when you're doing the layer masking and using the black brush, you want to edit that stuff in there. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna have now, and I feel like this watch is a bit too strong, if you know what I mean. I can't really... something like that. Okay, so I feel like this color is a bit too strong, and we still need to dilute some of this stuff. So we're gonna go to the vibrance and just change this up to like that. Okay, and now we're going to add a tint. So to do tints in Photoshop, I have a pretty simple method. Usually I just go, everyone has different ways to making tints and that. By the way, if I haven't mentioned this, this is going to be a long tutorial because it is quite complex with the ways that layers work, interact with this header and effect. So yeah. So the way that I'd like to do it is make a new layer, press M, drag this out. Okay. And then on this layer, I usually grab like a blue, depending on the type of bluish tint I want. For this blue, I'm going to be using 006CD7, and then just click like that. And then I like to pop this into like, I think I just do like a normal, and then make a new layer, and then do this one black. Okay. Now I turn this black off, I do this tint to something like that. See, that's like a really nice tint. And then do this black, just to soften the tint or something like that. And we can definitely bring out the highlights with the levels, such as using the white. So let me group those, and then look how much better that looks. See, that just adds a lot more depth, and we've got the color from the skin coming through, and it just looks really nice like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that tint actually. I think I'm just gonna leave it there. One thing that you might find when you're designing and you're going along the path of becoming a designer, you know, we're always learning. We're never the best that we can be as a designer. There's always room for improvement. There's always new techniques being found, everything like that. But one thing you will find out, say, the more you tweak a design, sometimes the tweaks can have a negative effect. Sometimes you just need to know when to stop tweaking it and just leave it there. So yeah, so I'm just going to, before I get carried away in that and get all nitpicky, and then actually change from what was a good idea to a bad idea. Something like that. I think that's like, reminds me a lot like from American Sniper, if you haven't watched that movie. A lot of controversy behind it, but whatever. And yeah, so something like that is good. Now we can do a hue saturation over this. Just do like a little bit less saturation, because I don't like the orange tint that is the bluish tint that is coming off the arms. So this is like very minute, but it does, I do think, have a better effect like that, bit more soft. And I'm going to name this tint like that. Okay, so what else was I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, we're going to do levels on this to pop up the whites. So to do that, you just drag this middle bit up here, and that pops up the whites. And also you have to make the blacks a little bit darker. So that really is a easy and quick technique to bringing up some of the whites. And basically, that's all of the photo manipulation that we'll be doing in this banner. So yeah, so we can continue to go along and do this. I feel like I've lost some of that vibrance. So you can go back into this vibrance image and just pick up some of that stuff. The contrast and the vibrance. So yeah, I haven't really done much photo manipulation on my channel before, so this is the first time I've kind of done it. Let me know if you liked how I went through the explanation process. Awesome to hear some feedback. Never too bad to always hear some feedback. Now this is just going to be hue. I'm just going to rename this. And we can simply just turn this tint off and name this character. And we are kind of done. See, so like that to that. Okay, that's looking pretty shabby. So what we will do now is to start adding, I'll show you how to add in the particles. And then I won't go too far into the explanation. And then I'll just click on my preset. And then we can continue to work from there. So yeah, so I'm just going to group these layers together, and there's going to be character. And I need to get this tint off this white background because I want to keep this white. So to do that, I'm going to click my character, press Ctrl I to invert that selection. To get the selection, you just command click the thumbnail of the layer thumbnail, see? And we are going to delete off the hue. Or you can simply press Ctrl J, merge these together, hide these together, and delete that off to get something like that. And if you want the feather to have something, okay, something like that. And we might, because of this is hard edge, we might do an inner shadow, just a really small one. It's really hard to get. Yeah, so you do an inner glow. Not too strong, just to kind of get rid of those sharp edges. And you can do a really small one. Just to kind of get rid of those stuff. Something like that. Okay, and we are going to control duplicate that. And I'm going to do clear layer style on this one, and on this one what I'm going to do is right click rasterize layer style and just simply go ahead and take away this stuff around the gun, because the gun's a hard object, you know, it always has sharp edges, but on the face it's a little bit softer in times. So I'm just gonna keep that one there and there, like that. And that's not looking too bad. So now we are ready to start adding in the particles and everything like that. So this is going to be final character. And this is going to be backup. Okay, so I'm also going to go to File, Save As, and just back up this. Final PSD. Okay, bam. And I feel like we have still lost some of that pop that we got on the watch. The watch is really important for it to pop. not too strong, so it looks oversaturated, but it needs to pop. Okay. So we are ready to start doing the other things. I'm just going to quickly do a no saturation. Fuck it. I'll just leave it like that. Okay, so with the particles, this is what it kind of looks like. So the idea is to get black particles on this side and white particles on this side, because this is more of a black, and it just kind of contrasts the image like that. So to do that, what you do is you go to your GFX packs and you grab up your particles that you like. So like this particle isn't too bad, so you'll drag and drop this one onto here and put this one on screen, and then you have some white particles. Press Ctrl J, you got some really strong white particles. Press Ctrl J, you move these ones onto this side. Press Ctrl I, you got some black particles. Press Ctrl J, and if you do, I think it's linear burn, then you got some black particles in there. And then what you can do after that is you can find some more softer particles like these. Go here and do screen, and go here and drop the opacity, something like that. Okay, and with these black ones, just drop. I'm not feeling some of these, so you just use your eraser tool and go around that area. Okay, so just bring out your particles from this little thing here, and you can delete that, and then find your other particles. So the other particles that I used were these ones, and these are more of the shattering ones, and just move these ones onto the document. Press Ctrl T, find a nice little bit of it. You can feel free to rotate it, you know, find something that works for you. Okay, and I'm going to bring up my eraser tool and simply, not 5000, raise some of that. I'll keep that one, but do that. And then I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, do like a 3 point, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 1.8, bam. And then we are going to press Ctrl J, press Ctrl J, press Ctrl J, and use that press Ctrl J to move it over here. But actually we should have sorry, should have a brand new, more, you know, tough one to use again. So you're over here, go to right click, go to blending options, color overlay black. This one, something like this. Go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, blur those ones out. Great. And now we need some particles in the middle, so I'm just gonna grab all the particles that I'm actually using. And find some small little particles that we can use on that other side. Okay, perfect. So now we have got some particles in the mix, and that's really how you make your particles, and you can just group these all together and call these particles. But this one or this one, it really comes up to you, comes down to you. Okay, so that is that. Now the next thing that we are going to do is get in the lines like you saw in the preview. Now this character thing is just really annoying me in some little aspects, such as this thing is not popping out enough. But before we do that pop, I need to do hue saturation none, and then go to my black brush. Now you might always need to do this, you know, because it affects your manipulation. What you're doing around on the document may affect the character image, which is like your center of attraction, so you really don't want that to be affected. Okay, and I might get the eraser and use that as that. Okay, and I'm just gonna go merge these together. Oh wait, get my eraser and pop this one out, but the blue is a bit too strong, so I'm going to change the opacity of my brush to like 50, and this will make my brushing a lot less stronger. You can also do like a really large brush like 500 and do the opacity like 20, sorry, and just get that blue little tint what you need, and then change this one to like 250, and then go to your brush tool, go back to your foreground, get some white in there, and then bam, you have some of that color in there, but it's not too strong. I'm gonna merge these together, go to filter, image, adjustments, bright, vibrance, pop this one out a lot. Like that. Oh wait. Okay. Now we might need some, I haven't tried this before, but we can always try flares. I'm going to try and wrap a small flare around the watch line to make it really pop. So this is one that I need. Okay. Just to get that flare. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to go here and go to wrap and try to at least try, you know. If we can't get it into a circle, that's fine. We can even do something like that. So it looks like it's kind of refracting off. The thing. I'm using the eraser tool, by the way. This is the only way that I really know to make an object curved. Just to get that bend of light around the watch face. Put this onto screen. Merge these two together, pop these onto screen, and the opacity down, or something like that. Maybe. Yeah, that's nice. Color dodge. Oh, that looks sick. That was so worth it. Doing all those little effects. So we went from that to that, and like just by using a couple flares and everything, and you can like duplicate these, press Ctrl T and move these. Get some along there, and then you have like kind of a line, and you can merge these two together, do color dodge again, color dodge, and change the opacity so it's like dimmer in other ones, so it's a bit more realistic, and then bam, you have those lights. So we're going to do lights on watch. Okay, great. So we are getting pretty late into this tutorial, but we are going to continue and soldier on. So we don't have much to go along. All we have to do is make some lines, and then we're basically done. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So to do that, we are going to first of all press go, file, save as. Okay, file, new, make the document 5000 by 5000. Go to your pen tool, do like a line like this. Try to make it a parallel lines there. Bam. Right click. Go to your pen tool, right click, go to fill path, black. Edit. Define brush preset. Define it. I'm not going to because I've already made one. And then go back to your document, press B for your brush tool. Open up your brush. And it's gonna be okay, so make a new layer and simply just press like that, make a new layer and make some little splotches. Change the size of the brush. Something like that. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, now we're going to go to our razor tool, do the shape of it round, opacity 0, and oh, hang on, hardness 100, and make the edges a bit softer. And you can also shorten these ones. I'm just going to, because this is all on one layer, I can just quickly change all of these. Okay, so then I'm going to make sure I get these ones. Okay, and then I'm going to just mess around with the layer thing, so it's like in a transparent mode, so it's going to like apply over to that, and we can see some really cool effects along the soldier. And I think that was that one. That one's not too bad. See, we got some cool effects like that. Press Ctrl J. It doesn't work on the white, but it's my first time I'm doing this one. Okay, so bam, like that. Merge these together, go to the opacity and change that up. Okay, so we're going to change some of those lights. Okay, next thing that we're going to do a similar thing, but this is going to be 2. And on this one, go to our brush, go to the size, do like 1000, and we are going to do a large click like that. Alright, go to the blending options, do a gradient overlay, black to white, reverse that one, and change the scale to what you see fit. Bam. Bam. I'm going to move that one like that. Okay. So then I'm going to grab our razor tool and darken this one as if it would like end there or something like that. Larger the brush, the better the fade generally. And I'm going to go to this one and do something like that, just so that black comes out longer. And there might be some good layer styles, so I'm just going to toggle through these quickly. Okay, normal's the best. I'm going to press Ctrl J, press Ctrl T, move this one, flip it, and we get something like that. Okay, and we have some other things to do. So we are going to just duplicate these ones around, really small ones. Something like that. Change the opacity on this one. And then bam, get some along this side. Just go to our razor tool, lock that one out. Something like that. Okay. These lights on this watch is a bit too strong now. the more I look at it. Okay, perfect. So then we have some other light streaks to do. So I'm just going to merge all these two together. So this is another style of light streaks. I'm going to group do this two. I'm going to group do this one. Make a new layer. Go to brush tool. And for this one, we are going to do 850. And go along that, go to blending options, go to gradient overlay. And we are going to do from orange to yellow. Bam. Right click, go to blending options, go to gradient, click off reverse. Bam. And go to your eraser tool, erase some of that, and then do soft light and something else like this. So just toggle through your layer options. I think color is one. Color should be one if we just drag it just above our character. Rasterlize layer style. What? That should do color. Oh yeah. Okay, so if you just do it above the character layer, that will apply it like this, and then change the color opacity. So color dodge looks pretty good, and there might be some other ones, so I'm just going to toggle real quick. But I'm digging color dodge as that. Press Ctrl J, move this one over to here, change the size obviously for some variation. And redo this one. Press Ctrl R, not that one. Go to the large one. Press Ctrl J. Go up to here. Okay. Now we got some of those colors, and then we need some colors along here. So I'm going to group these, do 3. This one's going to be yellow. 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 Make a new layer. Go to brush. Do the size for this one 600. Bam. Right click, blending options, color overlay, orange. Do like that. This one's going to be behind the character. And there may be some nice little options once we rasterize this layer, of course. Just go to not normal opacity, change this one. Like that. Press that, press Ctrl J, merge this, duplicate that. Okay. Change the size, something like that. Press Ctrl J. And I'm thinking that's pretty much done. So now all we have to do is add in the text and then we will be we'll be finished for this tutorial. So to do that, all we have to do is find some text. So I'm going to go up onto darfont.com and quickly locate some text, because I totally forgot about that aspect. And I might even cut this out quickly. I'm not too sure. Destroyed. Let's see what they got. Fan. Oh, old school, I reckon. Yeah, old school. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So we got Superstar and Legend that are pretty good fonts, I reckon, for this style. Let's do this. Okay, let's try that. Superstar. Black. Let's do Ace. Let's go to Window, Character, VA spacing 0, even negative 50, I reckon. 75, 50. Press Control T, right click, do. Oh, we can't perspective this yet. Until we got something like that. Just rotate that so it wouldn't match up with those lines. Okay, what's the other one that we did? Legend. I'm just installing these on the other screen. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, and I might go here to the blending options, do a stroke inside, like a grayish. Uh, 6 or something. Even like on that stuff. Three, hang on, not 34, 3 or 4. And actually, I don't want a stroke. And then grab up the red logo. Which should be in here. Or not. Let's do Saw for now. Because I need to finish up this tutorial. I'm going to right click, go to the blending options on this logo and do orange. And then bam, and then you would add in some sponsors and something like that down there. Now I'm not going to, because that's going to take some time, and time is of the essence because I don't want to run this tutorial too long. But what you might do is you might rasterize the text layer once you're happy with it, and go to like an eraser and, you know, make it a little bit abstract, you know, make it a little bit destroyed to your likings. I do have some abstract brushes in here that should do the job. Yeah. That's not too bad. That ain't too bad, fam. And then that's basically it. Now you may add in some smoke just to jazz things up in here, especially along this character thing. So just here, and this needs to be above the character, of course. And just change this to around that, and change the smoke texture to that, bring up, make it more black. Something like that. So yeah, we got some smoke in there, and we've got some other cool things happening in the scene. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how you make this really kick-ass Call of Duty banner. Hopefully you learned something new, and if you did, enjoy the video, and if you're still around for this long, god damn it, I applaud you. Thank you so much for staying, and yeah, make sure you like the video. Also subscribe if you already haven't, and I would love to get some feedback of you guys in the comments below, and also interact with you guys. So leave a comment, that would be grateful. Thanks guys.